Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the daily reading for Friday, May 28th, 2021. And yes, it is 5:28 today, and that is the love frequency when we're talking about different frequencies and tones. So a very magical day that we are entering today. It is also the birthday of a very dear friend of mine. And so happy birthday, Tommy. I've told him already, but I wanted to tell you again on here and just recognize you for the amazing soul that you are and all the incredible light that you bring into this world. He very much embodies that frequency of love, and it is no mistake that he was born on this day today. So much love being returned to you, Tommy. But yes, this beautiful 528 day, it's actually a pretty special day, and I'm going to be doing another video on this either later today or maybe tomorrow, definitely within the next few days. We're entering a whole new cycle, or a whole new sun in the Aztec calendar, the Toltec calendar. And so this is really massive energy. These are like 5,000 plus year cycles or suns that we go through, that we transition through. And we've been in the fifth sun for quite some time now and are now transitioning, and we've been transitioning into this sixth sun. That process has been underway for quite some time, since I want to say 2001. And so I'm going to get you guys all the information on that from the level of understanding that I have in a separate video. But it's a big deal. We're moving into this energy from this externally focused energy to this internally focused energy. And it's really interesting how this ties into, if you guys haven't checked out that eclipse season 2021 video, I highly recommend that you do. We talk about two different sets of energies that we're working with this eclipse season. And that second set of energies, which continues on through 2022 into 2023, is all about, with the Scorpio-Taurus axis, it's all about the axis of being, and really incorporating and integrating the shadow and bringing more of our light into our bodies, into our consciousness, into our awareness by integrating that darkness. So it ties in really well with these energies as we are moving into this sixth sun, because it's all about that internal process. It's that feminine energy. It's going into the void. It's very much a moon kind of energy. So it's going to be a huge process of transformation as we move through this next 5,000 plus year cycle, which is bringing us through and preparing us and sort of helping us to begin this process of anchoring in this golden age. So powerful energies that we are working with today. It's been said that the eclipse on the 26th really opened up the gateway of this new sun that we are now currently going to be experiencing moving forward here. So really beautiful, really big, really profound shifts that are happening right now and have been in the process of happening throughout the collective as we redream our collective dream. And as you guys will remember, on the day of the eclipse, we had that blue resonant night energy, which was all about the dream world, the dream time, the void, going within, going into that place of stillness, of nothingness, of silence, of receptivity, of intuition. And so that's the energies that we are moving into as we go through this exploration of the inner self, right? To gain this inner standing, as my friend Kayla likes to say. So yeah, big stuff that we're working with. And the galactic signature specifically for today is also an activation portal. So on top of this shifting into this new age, this new sun, the sixth sun, as the Aztecs say, we also have a galactic activation portal and this 528 energy, which is really a portal in and of itself, that portal of unconditional love, right? And this red serpent energy is all about survival, life force, and instinct. So this is working with our Kundalini energy, our sacred sexual and creative energy. This is really being present in our bodies today, experiencing the fullness of what our bodies have to offer, the different sensations, the different expressions of life and reality that we are able to see, touch, taste, hear, smell through the senses of our bodies, through this incredible organ that we are gifted, this incredible, what do we want to call it? I don't want to say avatar because it's much more than that, but this vessel, right, that we get to travel through. It's sort of like if we're talking about like different galaxies and space travel and all of that and exploration. It's kind of like our bodies are the spaceships that we are navigating this earth dimension through. And so just really celebrating and honoring them today, getting connected into them, paying attention to what your body is trying to tell you, right? This is all about instinct. And so this is like our primal life force instinct. This is, yes, our survival instinct, but what does that mean? That how can we expand upon that to bring it beyond just like, I need food, I need water, I need to procreate. Like that's what people generally think of when they think of survival instinct. But there's so much more. There's so much that we are constantly learning, that our senses are filtering in and telling us about our environment, that our bodies are telling us about our reaction to that environment, how it is helping us, how it may be harming us, how it is that we can shift those energies, how it is that we can really connect with ourselves by connecting with our bodies, right? And seeing our bodies and seeing this physical embodiment as an aspect of a spiritual experience. And we are, of course, going to read from the Astro Dream Advisor. And the Astro Dream Advisor says, I am the flint and tinder of the sacred fire. Reads the meditation for Red Serpent. And that's actually really interesting because the fifth sun in the Toltec calendar, the Aztec tradition that we're moving out of right now, was called the flint sun. That was one of the names for it. And this sun that we're moving into now is called the white sun. And so very much about that energy of purification, right? But the flint sun was the flint, or the angry sun, was what this last age was called that we're moving out of now. So it's interesting that on the day that we shift, we have the mention of flint. In the great mystery, flint and tinder represent the instinctive combustion that initiates movement in the physical body toward union with spirit. When flint and tinder are brought together, the spark of divinity awakens and ignites the fire of your essence. Oh, this is really interesting. Red Serpent invites the purifying spark of the sacred fire, the Kundalini, to align and integrate your body, mind, and spirit. Red Serpent can help you uncover apparent blockages in specific chakras to clear and align them. If you are working on a process of purification, invite Red Serpent to assist you. Red Serpent's symbol is the serpent, representing healing and wholeness. And I said that was interesting because I was thinking of the flint and the tinder, right? And I was thinking of the flint sun and the white sun, and sort of the merging and the overlapping of those energies as sort of the flint and the tinder, and the union of the physical body with the spirit, right? So that's interesting. All right, so let's keep going. This Mayan medicine can remove toxins, rejuvenate, and transform disease. Red Serpent is also known by the Maya as the Kundalini, the energy that moves up from the base of the spine and out through the crown chakra. There are two aspects of this force, the Ida and the Pingala, representing its male and female polarities. One of the ancient secrets of Red Serpent is the activation of higher states of consciousness through balancing these two polarities so that they dance within us as one. And we talk about this all the time. And this once again makes me think of the two suns, right? The outward sun, which is the one we're coming out of now, which is more of the masculine energy, and the inward sun, which is more of that feminine energy, and the combining of those two energies. Another metaphor for the serpent energy comes from the Mayan words Luk Umen Tun Ben Khan, or those absorbed by the serpent of the sacred knowledge. When the seven chakras are fully activated, one experiences an enlightened state. And we know now that we're moving beyond the seven chakras, right? As the seven chakras are activated, we begin activating the 12 chakra system. And when that 12 chakra system is fully activated and online, that is the true enlightened state, right? Red Serpent represents the basic structural apparatus of your motivations, instincts, desires, and your innate movement toward wholeness. Red Serpent asks you to shed the skin of your past and step into the fires of alchemical transmutation. In this, rebirth is revealed. The desire is an innate response encoded in the depths of your being. To shed the skin of your past and step into the fires of alchemical transmutation. With the energy of Red Serpent, you learn to use the innate intelligence of your body. In this culture, you may have become separated from this wisdom. It works like this. When you suppress and ignore your issues, the body receives and retains the unconscious metaphors of that which is ignored. This may be expressed through physical symptoms that bring your unconscious issues. This may be expressed through physical symptoms that bring your unconscious issues to conscious awareness. When this happens, work toward a more conscious relationship with your body and work with the physical metaphors in order to heal yourself on all levels. The body has a specific kind of consciousness through which messages are clearly delivered. In fact, the body itself is a living metaphor that mirrors your mind, emotions, and spirit. However, the body, so really the body is a mirror for what's going on in our mind, our emotions, and our spirit. We talk about how everyone is a mirror, right? Our body is our own mirror. It's our most powerful mirror. So look into that mirror today and really be open to what it is that you may find. And when you do discover what your body is mirroring to you, then be open to the ways that you can shift that to come into better alignment, if necessary, with your body, which brings you into better alignment with your mind and your emotions and your spirit. Remember, it's all connected. But that's really interesting, that idea of the body as a mirror for everything else that goes on within us, right? Let's see, where did I leave off here? The body also remembers all it has experienced and consequently holds the consciousness of the past within it, including past wounds and traumas. In healing these, remember the innocence of your body. Treat it with love and respect. Open yourself to be aware of its messages and metaphors rather than storing them. Be willing to look at the positive intent behind any symptoms or physical process your body is trying to communicate. Explore whatever it may be asking you to see. In this alignment process, you can use images or energies that come through to you in meditation or dreams. Journey through your body to catalyze and explore any sensations, colors, shapes, or images. In these times, we have a profound opportunity to transcend both our physical and our spiritual genetics. The body's integration provides an unparalleled opportunity for personal evolution. Learn to expand and utilize your senses to access your body's wisdom and vitality. Don't think about it. Simply allow your body to sense intuitively the solutions necessary for change and growth. Red Serpent also represents the connection between powerful physical ecstatic experiences and the light of higher consciousness. This is an initiation of awakening through the body and senses, rather than in negation of them. As Jose Arguelles says in The Mayan Factor, like the Maya, we shall understand that the path to the stars is through the senses. Within the body are held the keys to fully awakening our consciousness. This deeper understanding is expressed in tantric practices, where spirituality and sexuality are integrated and honored as a means to enlightenment. Red Serpent represents the integration of mind, body, and spirit. Use the body as a tool for transformation. Learn how to use passion and the senses as a means of access and alignment to higher consciousness. Follow your gut-level intuitions and instincts to make choices in the moment. Be willing to look at issues you have concerning intimacy and sexuality. Make sure that you are not separated from the dance of passion that is in union with your divine nature. Sense your deeper desire for union and intimacy. Red Serpent calls on you to awaken your vitality, body, wisdom, and passion for life. Red Serpent is associated with the sacred tools of the drum and the rattle. Drums and rattles can break down old patterns or bring energy into alignment. I apologize, my nose is itching again, as it often does during these readings. And then the tone that we're working with today is tone 9, solar. This is about completion, expansion, mastery, larger cycles of time, fulfillment, and grand design. And isn't that perfect, as we are closing out a very large cycle today? 9 is the ray of the greater cycles, the foundation of self, opening to the 4 points of measure and cycle. It is the grand design, the unfolding order of the larger pattern. With the solar tone of 9, you are being offered the embrace of longed-for completion. Fulfill your pattern, your circle. Embody the mastery and wisdom you came here to express. This ray asks you to be rather than try to be. Embody the wisdom of the larger cycles, right? Because when you're trying, you're still doing, you're not being. Embody the wisdom of the larger cycles. Become the one who shines the light for others. You are the humanitarian whose being unfolds the larger pattern of the new world. In the grand cycle of time, 9 is the number of completion and expansion. What is it that you are being asked to complete? Can you see the clues to this lifetime of completion? As you expand, shed old patterns that do not support your growth. Receive completion's fulfillment. You are poised on an arc of a grand cycle of time. In this cycle, time and space fold, past and present merge, and lifetimes meld in completion. Join in the fulfillment of the mystery of the triple triangle by offering your mystery to be woven into the larger loom of reality. So beautiful and profound as usual. And this solar tone is also about pulsing and realizing intent. So today, be very intentional with everything that you do. Be very specific in your intent, very specific in your motivations. Understand what those are. Be very intentional with the way that you use your sacred energy, your sexual energy. Be very intentional with how you use your creative energy. Be very intentional with how you use and how you care for your body today, and how it is that you are interpreting the signals of your body. Just be intentional. Period, I think, and that'll be a really great way to work with these energies today. We're going to read the affirmations for today as well. Give me a moment while I find those. And so the first affirmation is, I pulse in order to survive, realizing instinct. I seal the store of life force with the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of birth. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. And the second affirmation is, I am Chikan Serpent. I am your life force and bodily wisdom. I give to you passion and desire. And the guidance is to focus on the intrinsic wisdom of your body. Honor the perfection of your physical temple. Express your passion, vitality, and sensuality fully. And then this is also a reminder to transmute any venom within you. Any poisonous thoughts, anything that is no longer serving. This is a reminder that we are self-healing, that we can shed our own old skin and with it all of the negativity. And we can experience renewal and the sense of being refreshed. So really, really beautiful energies, and something was coming into my consciousness. We'll see if I can. I don't know if it's going to come back or not. I'm sure it'll come up if it's meant to. But yeah, just working with all of that, all of these big energies that we have right now, and it is a huge cycle of completion with that eclipse where we certainly eclipsed out some things, completed some things. I want to thank everyone who came to the first full moon ceremony, the releasing and consciousness raising ceremony. We did some really powerful work. Just everything about it was so incredibly moving, so incredibly powerful. And I had a great time with everybody that joined. We are going to be doing that every full moon. And so if you missed that one and you still want to catch the replay, you absolutely can. Just email me if you would like a copy of the replay. There are quite a few people who weren't there to make it live and got the replay, and they really got a lot out of it still. So it's not too late for that. I still have that available for those who would like. And if you want to join us live, we will be doing that, of course, again next month. And I may be putting together, people really enjoyed the releases and the downloads and the meditations and everything that we did. And so I may be putting together some different, more focused things like that, where we focus on certain topics and we do downloads and releases and meditations surrounding those specific things. And so if you guys are interested in that, let me know. But I'm definitely thinking it was just so powerful with all of us there together that there's going to be more to come besides simply the full moon rituals. And of course, we have the new moon manifesting ceremony, which I do with a few different people. It's a combination, a group effort. And so if you guys are interested in that is going to be happening on the new moon, whatever day the new moon is. I can actually look into it right now and see. The new moon is going to be on the 10th. So I believe the ceremony will be on the 10th, depending on when the official host of that ceremony, when she calculates the new moon. But most likely it'll be the 10th. It'll be the 10th, the 9th, or the 11th. I'm not sure where her calculations will fall, but mine are falling on the 10th. And that I will have that information up in the description box. I'm going to switch it out. I'm going to have the new moon link out for the new moon, and then I'm going to have the information for the full moon ceremony around the full moons. So enough of all of that. Yes, what I wanted to talk about, and of course this flows in perfectly. Mercury retrograde. Mercury is stationing to begin going retrograde today. Most people consider tomorrow the official beginning of the Mercury retrograde season, but Mercury is stationed as we are speaking, and so I consider that to be the beginning of Mercury retrograde. This is when Mercury is the most powerful. Planets are always the most powerful when they are stationed, and I'm trying to find Mercury in my chart right here. Mercury's little symbol, yes. Mercury stationed in conjunction to Venus. If you guys haven't checked out the Mercury retrograde in Gemini video, I suggest that you do. This is probably the most powerful retrograde that we're going to be experiencing in 2021. And so that is kicking off today. We're really refocusing and working on reprogramming the mind. Everything about 2021 is about mastery of the mind. That's the biggest energy that I'm feeling. And then, of course, we're going into that energy of the integration of the shadow, right? That's a big energy too. But that's going to be an ongoing energy, as is this. But they're equally important, I guess. But this energy of reprogramming the mind is really heavily highlighted this year. I'm feeling it very, very intensely. And this is a huge part of how we regain our sovereignty, how we regain our autonomy, how we regain our power, right? Everything is created in the mind. And so if we do not have control over our minds, if we are not the masters of our mind, we cannot be the masters of our reality. And if somebody else is the master of our mind, that makes them, therefore, the master of our reality. And we're moving out of an age where other people were the masters of our personal reality and moving into this energy of sovereignty where we are the creators of our reality, right? We always are. But when we are programmed, when our minds are operating under all of this conditioning by default, even though we are creating, we're doing it unconsciously, right? And so that's where the shadow integration also plays into this reprogramming of the mind, because the unconscious is what often manifests. That's the programming that's running that we're not aware of. So we're bringing all of that to the surface. I hope that made sense. Mercury retrograde is traditionally a time where communication, and you guys know I get a little kerfluffled anyway, so bear with me as we move through this season. It's going to be Mercury is going to be stationing direct as Cancer season begins, the day Cancer season begins, actually. And so we're all along for the ride here. I think that all came out somewhat coherently, but definitely check out that video as well. So there's a major focus on relationships that we are feeling today as well. Self-love, self-worth, finances, relationship, all of these different things, what it is that we value, what holds meaning for us. These are a lot of the things that we're looking at with Venus. And this is also a day where we really can enjoy some romantic conversation and canoodling possibly. With Mercury aligned with Venus, it does make us very artful communicators, traditionally speaking, especially in the sign of Gemini, which is a very communicative sign. However, with Mercury stationing, getting ready to move retrograde, that might throw a little bit of a kink in the works. And so we do want to make sure that even if we are feeling very social and we are feeling like there's so much that we want to say and express, just taking care with the ways that we are saying and expressing that. Being a little bit more mindful than usual simply because of Mercury stationing. But that mental energy very strong today. Soothe your nervous system with the portal energy and everything that we have going on. It may be a lot for the nervous system, especially with all this Gemini energy going on. So just make sure that you are being gentle and loving with yourselves and with your bodies, and especially with that, like we said, with that nervous system. All right, let's get some cards out here. Let's see. We're going to start with a couple Archangel Oracle cards. Clear. Let's get some guidance for today. Guidance for May 28th, 2021. Yes, definitely check out that Mercury retrograde video. Check out that Eclipse Season 2021 video. And maybe even the Eclipse the eclipse video, the total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius video, because we're still in the energies of that. And we're going to be feeling, I mean, it's a series of eclipses, right? So these energies are going to be continuing throughout this season and this year, really. So the first card out we have is Archangel Dorenka. Hone your psychic abilities, see through illusion. And then we have Archangel Shamuel. Open the heart to give and receive love. Your essence is love. Yeah. And so this, right off the bat, I'm feeling like them coming through and saying, see through the illusion of fear, right? Your essence is love. Love is the truth. And so the illusion is the fear. And so they're really wanting us today to see through the illusion, to see through the fear, to see through, we're talking about the programming of the mind, right? And with Mercury stationing retrograde today, and beginning this process, right? Just like we were talking about with the eclipse season and these Gemini Sagittarius eclipses, working with that programming of the mind. Even the Taurus Scorpio eclipses also working with the unconscious and that aspect of the mind, right? All aspects of the mind that we're looking at right now. We really want to be, we're going to be seeing those illusions. And it's not just the illusions being reflected to us by the world at large. It's not just the illusions that were crafted to keep us trapped, to keep us enslaved, right? This is also the greater illusions, or maybe greater illusion. I guess our personal illusions are the greater illusions, right? Because they are the ones that hold the most weight and the most power for us. So just seeing through illusion wherever it exists, seeing through fear wherever it exists, seeing through and paying attention to when it is that you are being programmed, right? Noticing that, resonating, like tapping into the resonance of everything that you're hearing, everything that you're seeing, everything that is being spoken to you. Really seeing deeper into things. And this is as we move into the sixth sun energy that we started talking about a little bit. Is that energy of really delving. It's almost like delving so deep into the illusion that we're able to see through it. Is sort of like what I'm feeling right now. But we delve into that with a heart full of love, right? With that vibration anchored within us. And when we are anchored in into the vibration of love, everything that is not love, or is, I mean, nothing is not love, I guess, since love is all there is. But anything that is a distortion of that pure love essence becomes more clear. Illusions become more clear. It all just kind of melts away. And so really tapping into that heart center, right? This is that 528 energy. Be open to give and receive love. That is your essence. So we're really being reconnected with our essence, with our essence as love, as these beautiful, divine, loving beings today. And that is assisting us in seeing through the illusions. This is a time where our psychic abilities are beginning to open more and more. So it's learning how to trust those, right? It says hone your psychic abilities. The first way that we learn how to hone them is to learn to trust them, right? Is to put them into action, put the things into practice that we are learning, that are being revealed to us, sharing the things that are being revealed to us. But absolutely above all else, trusting. And I'm actually going to read this card out of the deck for you guys. And then we have Seraphim Seraphiel, tune into the divine will and open to higher illumination. So as we tap more deeply into our heart centers, as we learn to trust and hone our psychic abilities, we are able to more easily and more effortlessly tune and tap into that divine will, and we become more illuminated. All right, let's read Archangel Dorenka here. I don't know if any of you guys do this. Sometimes when I'm flipping through pages, I actually sing the alphabet to myself in my head just to remind myself of where all the letters are. And for some reason, I'm not seeing what we're looking for here. Which maybe means that it wasn't meant to be read. Which is interesting because I feel like it was. Oh, they just did something weird with the... They just did something weird there. Okay, here we go. We're going to blame them, not me. Archangel Dorenka comes from another universe to oversee and look after bats, who have advanced knowledge about sonics and echolocation. They come to Earth through Sirius, where they learn to fine-tune their data to fit in with our atmospherics. These special animals have volunteered to come to Earth to share their knowledge. They communicate with open hearts through their throat chakras. Archangel Durenka's color is deep gray-black. He vibrates on a different wavelength from other archangels. Because of this, some people find him more difficult to connect with. But when you understand and honor bats, he extends his protection and love to you. And through this, you can gain access to the wisdom of the universe. Very interesting. And so if you're noticing bats a lot, I'm feeling like that's actually Archangel Dorenka communicating with you, which is interesting. I've always been intrigued by bats. There's just something about their energy that's so different, right? So this really makes sense. And when you see them, the way that they fly, their silhouettes in the sky, there's something very mysterious about them. This card guides you to open to the psychic abilities latent within you. To do this, expand your right brain by listening to your intuition and trusting your inner guidance, right? Like we just said. Practice choosing with your heart rather than your left brain. Focus on your throat chakra, your spiritual center of truth, and visualize an upward pointing triangle within it. This opens it up to allow Archangel Durenka and Archangel Michael to pour sacred geometric codes into it. Be aware of these angel sonics and know that your psychic abilities are being honed. Choosing this card reminds you that you metaphorically you can fly. So expand your vision and focus on your wildest dreams. You have untapped gifts and abilities and are being invited to bring them forward, safe in the knowledge that all the support you need is available to you. Ooh, I like that. Very interesting. I love how they give the different meditations with the use of the throat chakra and the triangle. So I may try that out myself personally. Yes. And then we have, of course, again on the bottom of the deck, Archangel Jophiel. Act with wisdom, use information for the highest good. There is going to be information coming in with all of this mercurial energy, with just everything that we have coming in right now. A lot of people receiving contact from different extra dimensional beings, extraterrestrial, whatever you want to call them, different star beings, from their guides and angels. As our psychic senses open more, we are going to be receiving more and more information, and so we are being asked to utilize that information for the highest good. And we are coming out of an age, right, where in the past, this esoteric information, this all of this information that was sort of hidden, right, and restricted to these mystery schools, and only certain elite sects of the population were allowed to understand and work with this. That's the kind of knowledge that's being made available to everyone now, right? But in the past, that knowledge was segregated and it was distorted, and a lot of that information and knowledge was used for lower purposes, right? And any lower purpose would be anything that doesn't serve the highest good. That would be misuse of energy. That's what we're talking about, is energy that's not serving the highest good. And so a lot of us are coming out in this lifetime too, and we're healing past lifetimes where we were involved in some of that energy. And so it's so important that as this information is becoming accessible, we ensure that we use it for the highest good. In lifetimes past, in civilizations past, over time, their distortions came to place within the ways that energy was utilized, and that's the reason for a lot of darkness, the darkness that we're working our way out of right now. And so that is so incredibly important, that we use information for the highest good and that we trust in our ability to do so. All right, I was drawn to the Isis Oracle deck, so I wanted to pull something for you guys from there. And we have Divine Sisterhood coming out, community of the spiritual sisters and brothers of the light. And so this is all about conscious communities. This is all about coming together with like-minded souls that share the same vision. This is about connection, right? And I am going to take a look in the book here. Opened right up to it. In community that is based in equality, respect, healthy boundaries, and personal freedom, with a mutual desire for spiritual growth and honoring of innate wisdom, great miracles occur. You are part of this community of light. At one time it existed only in the spiritual worlds, yet now it is being born on the earth. It is part of your destiny to help create and nurture a conscious community that empowers all of its members and is based in truth. And so this is what we're creating. And eventually the entire world will be a conscious community, or a series of interconnected conscious communities, just like that, right? But in the meantime, the vision that I've had, and that a lot of others have had, is that we're going to kind of separate into these conscious communities where people of like energy will be drawn and attracted to each other for the purpose of beginning this work. Right? Before we have a global experience of this, we kind of have to get it figured out, right? We got to work out the kinks, the nuts and the bolts of it. And so that's sort of like the next phase of what a lot of light warriors and light workers, starseeds, whatever we want to label ourselves, like sort of like the next phase of the work that we're doing in order to help prepare this new earth and template this new earth, right? And so this is about coming together. This is about being drawn towards your community of light, your brothers and your sisters of light. This would also be what we would call like your companions of destiny if we were working with the galactic calendar there. And then on the bottom of the deck as well, we have the Temple of Black Obsidian, the Dark Healing Chamber. And so this is that energy that we're talking about with that integration energy, right? The integration of the shadow. Obsidian is a very powerful stone to work with when you are doing shadow work. But if you're working with black obsidian specifically, black obsidian is not gentle. And so it can be a little bit jarring for some people to work with, just because it's going to show you exactly what's there, and it's not going to be, like we said, it's not going to be gentle about it. It's just going to reveal exactly what you need to see. So be cautious working with black obsidian, but if you are drawn to it, then absolutely do some work with it in your shadow work. And this says, beloved initiate, the most challenging task is not to confront an external enemy, but to take courage in both hands and journey within, to meet our own dark self and begin the healing task of bringing love, acceptance, and light to it. That is the sacred purpose of any enemy, within or without, to bring us more deeply into our own being as we seek to find and heal the darkness within. The Temple of Black Obsidian is a ruthlessly honest place of raw love and healing, truly profound and lasting. Deep relief and transformation can occur here. Black obsidian is protective and revealing. It will prevent harm from external or internal forces, but it will also reveal that which has been lurking in the shadows of the self, trying to avoid being brought out into the open for fear of condemnation. The biggest challenge we face in entering the Temple of Black Obsidian is our own unwillingness to love and accept all parts of us. The initiate who is invited to enter the Temple of Black Obsidian enters into his or her own shadow, the part of us that is hidden from our own awareness and is usually only experienced in relationship to others, quite often as projection. Lady Isis, as the dark priestess of the Temple of Black Obsidian, invites you now to confront the parts of your own ego that you have denied previously. Why? Because in doing so you will gain more freedom, come to know yourself more wholly, and you will find that life experiences, opportunities, relationships, and breakthroughs that you have not been able to reach will suddenly become available to you. The dark chamber always leads to the light chamber, but one cannot avoid the initiation of the Temple of Black Obsidian on the pathway to more light. Isis will assist you in preparing for this journey by encouraging you to not allow yourself to become your own worst enemy. Most of the fear we have before the dark chamber of healing is the fear of our own self-criticism and rejection. Isis declares that readiness for the dark chamber requires a willingness to exercise non-judgment, compassion, and a readiness to accept the self in all expressions. To safely enter the dark chamber and be healed, you must be prepared to give yourself love unconditionally. You must be able to recognize judgments that you hold towards yourself, not as truths, but as old patterning. This is why the successful initiation of the dark chamber is a truly advanced stage of soul development. The heart has to become willing to love unconditionally, and the initiate must be willing to witness feelings that arise with kindness and acceptance, but not fall into them overwhelmed, crushed, or deflated by any darkness found within. It is worth the challenge because finding peace from pain, self-criticism, self-doubt, fear, and self-judgment through healing in this temple is a gift beyond measure. Yeah. So this is really big and really profound work that we are, and this is the work with the Taurus-Scorpio axis that we were talking about going on right here. So I really love how that's coming out for us, right? We are in this portal of love, but we are entering this sixth sun, which is all about going within. It's all about the shadow. It's all about the dark. It's It's all about the unknown, right? The mystery, that divine feminine energy in all of its majesty. And even with this 528 portal energy, which is all about love, the deepest form of love is when we can enter this temple of the black obsidian, when we can enter our shadow, when we can view all parts of ourselves. Only then and only then can we experience true, full, and lasting self-love. And that's what this is all about, right? And within that journey, we have past life, present power. We may be integrating aspects of our power from past lives. We are integrating aspects of that. And that's a whole other reading there as well. I do have to complete this for today. But I love you guys. I appreciate you so very, very much. I think that some of the downloads and releases that we did the other night during that full moon releasing ceremony are definitely relevant to that. I was feeling drawn to do some downloads for you guys right now. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to get into that, but check that out. Order that replay from me if you want, from the full moon releasing ceremony, because we went into some of the stuff, some of the areas that I was drawn to start getting into today. And we'll get into more of that stuff deeper. We'll do more of those, like I said, for those of you who really enjoyed those. In the meantime, just know that you are so beautiful. You are so worthy. You are so worth it. So really take care of yourself today. Enjoy your senses. Pay attention to your physical body. Really honor your physical body. Connect with it and listen to its wisdom. And I will talk to you guys soon. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. There are links down below to donate. My email is also down below with a description of all of the different services that I offer. So please reach out to me for absolutely anything that you need. Let me know what's going on. We can figure out a game plan of how best to approach it and sort of help to facilitate a deeper level of healing and moving through whatever it is that you're wanting, needing, and desiring to move through at this time. Drop a comment. Let me know how you're doing. I love you guys. I appreciate you so very, very, very much. Happy 5/28.